Greetings, mighty companions. Anna Kujawa here, and we are doing A Course in Miracles, the Complete and Annotated Edition, like we always do on Wednesdays. So I'm so happy to have you here joining this healing circle. Remember that we are co-creating a healing circle whenever we come together to listen to the ideas of healing and love that are found in A Course in Miracles. So A Course in Miracles is a healing curriculum. And so whenever you listen to A Course in Miracles, you are tuning into ideas that are healing, that bring about healing. Now, so this section where we are today, chapter 5, is all about healing and has some very interesting things to say about healing. So, do you know of anyone in particular, including yourself, who is in need of healing? Do you happen to be on a planet that is in need of healing? Well, if so, then you are in the right place right now to hear about healing. So, before we begin, I want you to think about an area of your life or something within your own self where you are in need of healing. So is there something going on in your own self? Is there something going on in your life? Is there something going on in your world where there is really, truly a need for healing, a call for healing? I want you to think about that place with either within yourself, your life, or in your world, so that as we hear these ideas today, you can apply them to whatever area of your life or yourself that needs healing. So I want you to bring that to your awareness and apply that to whatever you hear today in this section. And if you have any questions about how to apply that, feel free to type that in the comment section. If you do have a question, write it in all caps. That will catch my eye, and then we'll see what Spirit has to say about how to apply these ideas to where you are needing healing. Okay. Basically, A Course in Miracles says if you're here and you got a body, you are in need of healing. So that pretty much covers all of us. So don't feel ashamed or embarrassed about your need of healing. We're all in need of healing. That is something we all have in common here. We all need healing and we all deserve healing. Okay, so that is what we are going to talk about today. So let me pull this out and let's see what we can do here. Okay. All right, so let me just say hi, Carly, Carrie, Ashley, Patricia, Stephanie, some of my favorite mighty companions to hear the truth with. So happy to have you here. And so this is a co-creation, and I'm so happy to be co-creating healing for you, for your life, and for the world together tonight. So where we are at is in chapter 5. So we're in the Complete and Annotated Edition. That is the purple covered edition. It's the latest edition of A Course in Miracles. And it is, in my perception, the most original version of A Course in Miracles, plus the notations from the Course in Miracles scholar Robert Perry. So if you don't have that edition, that's fine. Then you can just go to chapter 5, section 1, and basically similar. You just have to find where we're at. All right. So here we go. So we are chapter 5. We started a new chapter last week. It is a miracle because I was in chapter 4 for like 2 years. So woo, a new chapter. So chapter 5, section 1, and the name of this section is Being Wholly Joyous, which means being completely joyous, being completely happy. Wow, I mean, that's a thing. That's really a thing. Okay, well, good to know. So we're gonna hear something about being completely joyous. And one of the first things that is so very radical about what the section says is that there is an absolute link between being happy and being healed. Happiness and healing. Happiness and healing. And it says that also, whether it's healing for yourself or you being healing for others. It says something very radical in the first few paragraphs, and it's saying that when you are happy, that you automatically compel people's wholehearted, natural desire to respond as one. And when people wholeheartedly desire, when people wholeheartedly respond with a desire to be one with you because of your happiness, you have healed them. That is how we heal. And people are healed when they experience a wholehearted response, desire to be one with you because they see your joy. That's how they heal. So very radical that we heal with our joy. When you are joyous, you are radiant. When you are joyous, you are radiant. When you are radiant in your joy, people naturally respond with a desire to be one with you. When they have that wholehearted response to you to be one because of the joy they perceive in you, guess what? That heals them and that heals you too. So how wonderful to hear that you heal others. You are helpful in the real sense on earth, in your daily life. You are most helpful and most healing to others just by being happy. When you are happy, you are calling forth other people's natural desire to respond as one. Wow, right, because when you're happy, people want to be one with you. They want to join with you. When you're depressed, people may catch your depression, as depression is contagious, but they don't catch it willingly. People can catch your depression like a virus. They can catch it if they're susceptible. If their happiness immune systems are down, they can catch your depression, but they don't succumb to your depression willingly. But when they perceive your joy, which is radiant, they naturally respond as one to that joy, and that heals them. All right. So, hi, Patty. Patty says, love this. I would love to heal others. Yes, Patty. Well, I am a witness. Your joy and your love really is healing. I'm a witness to that. I have been healed by that. So just keep being yourself, Patty. Thank you. Irene says, when you are happy, you automatically complete others to you. Yes, that's how we heal, with our joy. Exactly. Wow. All right. So, and if ever there was a time when our world and our planet is in need of healing, this is it. As you can see, wow, our planet has a deep call for healing on many levels: physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, financial, you name it. There is a call for healing going on and going out from our planet. Okay, now, this is your time, teachers of God, healers. This is your time. Okay, if ever there was a time for you, if ever there was a need for you on planet Earth, this is it. So when A Course in Miracles teaches you how to be a healer, how to heal for real, A Course in Miracles is offering you your function, what your job is on earth at this time. You were born on earth at this time because you have learned and are learning through A Course in Miracles how to be truly helpful, how to be truly healing to all of creation, humans, animals, plants, all of creation. You were born at this time. You were born for this time, for this function, for this purpose. And there is no greater sense of soul satisfaction than realizing, remembering what you were born to do and why you were born here at this time. When you remember that and go, oh, yep, I'm here at this time. It's not an accident. I'm here to bring healing, to bring joy to the earth at this time. When you realize your function and how valuable and necessary your part is in the healing plan of mankind, then your sense of inadequacy and lack of self-confidence will go away. It will disappear. All right, and then you'll experience the true satisfaction. The true fulfillment in life comes from, I know who I am, I know what my function is here, I know what my function is here, it's good, and I'm doing it, okay? It says the lonely are those who see no function in the world for them to fulfill. That's when you feel lonely. That's when you feel worthless. That's when you perceive or feel inadequacy. That's when your sense of self-confidence is diminished, okay? Is you don't understand your function and how vital it is and how important it is and how easy it is for you to do. So, A Course in Miracles is such a miracle for us here in human bodies on planet Earth. Because A Course in Miracles is like, here's how the dream of hell is ended. Okay, here's how the dream of hell ends. The dream of hell ends when you take your part in the healing plan for mankind. Okay, that is when you go, boom, I remember who I am, and I remember why I'm here, and your sense of purpose fulfills you and empowers you and heals you and energizes you and gives you gifts and gives you abilities that even you can barely understand. Whoa, I need some water. I forgot to give myself water. Okay, so see how my ego is like, don't say that. Okay. All right, beautiful. Patty says, love this. Yes, and Patty also says, as is yours, what a beautiful healer you are. Thank you. And Stephanie says, happiness equals radiance and healing. Dr. Bruce Lipton's research comes to the same conclusions that biology believe. So wonderful, Stephanie. I was just talking about Dr. Bruce Lipton today. Highly recommend his work. And he's all over YouTube these days, so wonderful. And hi, Craig Martin. Lovely to see you all. Okay, so in this section called Being Wholly Joyous, Chapter 5, Section 1, in the Annotated Edition of A Course in Miracles, it is talking about the connection between happiness, being joyous, and healing. So that is what we are talking about, okay? So here we go. I'm going to start at paragraph 3, and then we're going to make our way from there. All right. So first sentence, paragraph 3. To heal is to make joyous. All right. To make happy, to make joyous is to heal. Like we said last week. Beautiful. So there may be some attempt to connect. Again, I told you my ego is around. So if there is some need of healing in your life, in your world, then there is a need for joy. Okay? So wherever we need healing is where there is a lack of joy. So in this section, we're going to talk about what makes one truly joyous. And whatever makes joyous is also what heals. So where do you need healing? Where do you need to make joyous? Where are you depriving yourself of joy? And also, what is real joy and where does real joy come from? Does it come from getting more stuff? Does it come from power, money, or physical pleasure or specialness? Well, obviously not. So it says to heal, paragraph 3, or to make joyous is therefore the same as to integrate and make one. That is why it makes no difference to what part or by what part of the family of God the healing is done. So when you offer joy or you offer healing to any part of creation, the family of God, it don't matter. Because when you heal or when you make joyous, you're also making one. So when you offer joy, which means offer healing to any part of creation, you are offering it to all of creation. That is wonderful to remember. So, in other words, whenever you offer joy, which is whenever you offer healing to any part of the family of God, every part of the family of God benefits and benefits equally. Wow. Why? Because to make joyous is to make one. So when you make one part joyous, you make all joyous. How amazing is that? To make joyous is to make one. Did you make one joyous? Well, you made all joyous, which means you gave joy to all of creation equally. Bet you didn't know that you did that. But that is the truth about joy, and that is the truth about healing. That is how you heal everyone equally, by giving joy, by giving healing to one. All right. Wonderful to know. Truly, if we... All right. If we truly did accept what it was saying, then we would feel complete. We would feel completely valuable in our contribution to the healing, which means the making joy of mankind. If we really did understand that to give joy, to give healing to one person was to give joy and healing to all of life equally, then we wouldn't suffer from a lack of self-worth or self-esteem ever again. And we do suffer from lack of self-worth, lack of self-esteem, lack of understanding of the value of our part, the value of our part in the healing of mankind. Okay, I want to heal and correct that part of me that doubts my value and my worth in my relationship to mankind and creation. I want to heal that lie that says, I haven't done enough. I'm not enough. I haven't done enough. I haven't done as much as Oprah has done. I haven't done as much as Deepak Chopra has. I haven't done as blah, blah, blah. That is a lack of understanding of the true nature of creation, of healing, of joy. And so thank you, A Course in Miracles and the source of A Course in Miracles, for bringing this awareness, this truth to us, so that we can truly utilize our power to heal all of creation, all of mankind as one with us by giving to one. All right, so here's a way to understand the power and the vitality and the necessariness and the worth and value of you and your intention to bring healing to mankind and planet Earth. So, Beautiful. So now it says, it makes no difference to what part or by what part of the family of God the healing is done or the happiness is given. Every part of mankind benefits and benefits equally. You are being blessed by every beneficent thought of any of your brothers and sisters everywhere. Wow. Okay, when you give healing and joy to one, you're giving to all. That means that every single healing, beneficial, loving, joyous thought that any of your brothers, sisters, anywhere have had, you are benefiting from. All are benefiting from your loving thought to one, and you are benefiting from every loving thought that anyone has given to anyone. Okay, so you are benefiting them all, and they are all benefiting you, all your brothers and sisters everywhere. And that is why you should want to bless all of your brothers and sisters in return out of gratitude. Wow. And that's what we were saying last week. Hi, Bridget. Hi to you, Bridget. And hi, Meg. Lovely to see you here too. So it's saying this, that truly every loving, joyous thought, experience that you have ever had has gone to all of mankind, all of creation equally. And every loving thought and every healing thought that every part of the family of God creation has ever had has also benefited you completely. And so the only correct perception is the desire to bless all of your brothers and sisters out of gratitude, blessing them with gratitude. So if you knew how blessed you were being by every loving thought, every joyous thought that any of your brothers and sisters anywhere were having, if you knew that, then all you would have is gratitude for all of them, and all you would want to do is bless out of gratitude all your brothers and sisters everywhere. Now, if you're not having that kind of gratitude, that desire to bless all of your brothers and sisters for all of their loving thoughts that you have benefited from, even if you don't know them, if you're not having that experience, you're just not perceiving correctly. So gratitude is a correct perception. Gratitude, having the desire to bless everyone with your gratitude, that's correct perception. That means you know what's going on. If you knew what was going on for real, you would only want to bless everybody you met or thought about with your gratitude. If you really knew what was really going on in reality. And that's why we love A Course in Miracles, because it's laying it out. It's like, here's what's really going on in reality. Oh, here's what's going on in the illusion. And here's what's going on in reality, in case you wanted to know. All right. So, beautiful. Hi, Patty. Lovely to see you. And hi, Steve. All right. Now we're in paragraph 4. So it says this. So it was saying you should want to bless all your brothers and sisters everywhere in return out of gratitude. Okay, knowing that, hey man, I am being blessed by all of the loving, joyous thoughts of all my mighty companions everywhere, even if I don't know them. It says, and you don't have to know all of them individually, and they don't have to know you. Okay, great, good to know, especially with all this social distancing going on. So you're saying, Course in Miracles, that with all this social distancing going on, and I don't know all the people that whose loving thoughts I'm being benefited from, and they don't know me, it don't matter. I don't have to know all of them individually, and they don't have to know me for me to benefit from their loving thoughts, or for them to benefit from my loving thoughts. Man, this is good deal. It's truly. Have you heard of the ego world offering anything better than this? Okay. So it said, they don't have to know you individually to benefit from your loving thoughts, and you don't have to know them individually to benefit from their loving thoughts. You are being benefited by every loving thought that any child of God in the family of God has ever had, and you. Man, that's what's really going on. Wow, who knew? You know, if you watch the news, what you're going to hear is going on is lack and death and desperation and loneliness and a whole bunch of other bad news stuff that you should feel not joyous about, not grateful about, but afraid about. Of Course in Miracles is telling you what's really going on. And what's really going on is good. It's so good that if you really knew what was going on, you would only want to bless by your gratitude every child of God, everywhere, everyone that you met, everyone that you thought of. Wow, in gratitude to their loving thoughts. All right, so that's what's really going on. Just in case you got tired of the depression that comes from listening to the illusion, which maybe you might have heard on the news. All right. Now it says, the light of joy is so strong that the light of joy radiates throughout the entire family of God, and then returns thanks to the Creator for radiating God's joy upon creation. Okay, so that's what's really going down. Okay, good to know. So what's really going on is that joy, the light of joy is going around. You think the coronavirus is going around? This is saying the light of joy is going around. Why? Because it's so strong. It radiates out. What does it say about the light of joy? It says the light of joy. And when you have joy, it produces light. It produces radiation. Joy, a light. When you have joy, you radiate out a joy that is so strong that this light, this joyous light, goes out around. It goes around. It goes throughout the family of God. Wow. Who knew that the light of your joy is that strong? Wow. Okay. Good to know. I thought that what was strong was fear. And fear is not associated with radiance, right? What is fear associated with? Radiance? No! Fear is associated with darkness. So when you have fear, which is the opposite of joy, it doesn't radiate. There's no radiation of joy when you have fear. When you have fear, it is what? It's like a black hole. When you have joy, joy produces light, radiation that is strong. So strong it goes out, 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 out all through the family of God, out through creation. Okay, good to know. So even though you may think and you may want to believe that your fear and your sorrow and your grief and your grievances and your depression, even though you may think it is justified, even though you may think it is valid, maybe it is valid, but even though you may think it is valid and true, the fear does not produce a radiation that goes out throughout the family of God, bringing blessing to the family of God. Your fear, your depression, your despair, your grievances, even if they seem valid, they are a black hole. They do not produce radiation. They they suck in radiation. They suck in light force, and it seems to go nowhere. So we're talking about how to be a healing agent on planet Earth. What heals Earth? And it isn't your righteous grievance. It is your joy, your innocent, native, natural joy. Your native, natural joy that A Course in Miracles says is built into you. You were created as joy and out of joy. And so no matter what you think has happened to you to make you sad, to make you angry, to make you depressed, whatever you think has happened to you to steal that joy, to steal that happiness, the truth is still true. And that is that you still at your core are joy, which is love, which is joy, which is love. It is built in. You are created out of love. You are created out of joy. And because that was created by God, nothing can change that. And so whatever you think has happened that has dimmed your joy, stolen from you your joy, your light, there is still light within you, still joy within you, that you can access anytime, anywhere. So remember that the joy of God, the light of God, the power of God was built in. That's what you are. Nothing can dim it. Nothing can take it away from you. Nothing that has happened on earth in a body can take that from you. Okay? So, good news, because that means that at any moment that you want to experience that light, that radiation, that power, that strength, it is there within you. It is you, and it has the power to, it's so strong that it radiates out through creation and even to the Creator and back to you. All right. Now, lovely to remember, we don't have to believe that. All we have to do is go, all right, well, okay, if you say so, then I say yes. All right. And remember, joy, I love this line. It says, there is no difference between love and joy. There is no difference between love and joy. Okay? When you remember what you are as love, you will experience joy. When you remember the native, natural joy that's built into you, you'll also experience love. Love and joy are one. All right. Hi, Janice. Lovely to see you. Oh, hi, Janice from Illinois. All right. Janice, is it Illinois or Illinois? So, and then Patty says, hi, Janice. All right. Beautiful. Okay. Now, so we said, okay, we finished. Okay, so now we're in paragraph 4. Beautiful. It says, the light of joy is so strong that it radiates throughout the family of God and returns thanks to God for radiating his joy upon the world. Now it says something interesting about God's children. Okay, interesting. It's going to talk about God's own innocent children. Okay, you know who they are? Right, that's you. That's us. It says, only God's innocent, which means guiltless, which means sinless children, that's us, are worthy to be channels of God's beautiful joy. Why? Because only God's guiltless children are beautiful enough to hold God's beautiful joy by sharing it. Wow. So God's beautiful joy. Only you, God's innocent, guiltless child, are beautiful enough. God thinks you're beautiful. God thinks that you are beautiful. And only you, God's beautiful children, only you are beautiful enough to hold God's beautiful joy. And how do you hold God's beautiful joy? By sharing God's beautiful joy. So amazing. Okay, so I just want to say something here about joy and beauty. So he said, this is saying here that only you, God's guiltless child, are beautiful enough to what? Only you, God's innocent, guiltless children, are worthy to be God's channels of God's beautiful joy. Okay, so let me just say something to you that maybe you haven't said something to yourself today. You are worthy, only you are worthy, and to be what? To be God's channels of God's beautiful joy. You are worthy to be God's channels of God's beautiful joy. You are worthy, only you as a guiltless child of God are worthy to be channels of God's beautiful joy. I'm a channel of God's beautiful joy? Well, dang, that is not what I was telling myself today. How about you? Okay. You, only you are worthy to be God's channel of God's beautiful joy. You are a channel of God's beautiful joy. So what is God? Beautiful joy, radiance, beauty, joy, happiness. What is God? What is love? Beauty, joyous, radiance. And you are a channel for that. Now, take that in and hear that, okay? That's a little different than what we heard about God from our past, okay? We didn't hear that God is beauty and God is joy and God is radiant. We didn't hear that God is a radiant, beautiful joy that we are a channel for. We didn't hear that. How about you? Okay, but that's what we really are. God is not judgment. God is not a judge who is just here to give you a big old book of rules that you better obey or else you're going to get punished and you won't be loved. Okay? God is joy. God is love. God's love is a radiant joy. You were created as a channel for that radiant, beautiful joy that heals other people, that heals everybody, even if you don't know them. Wow. Okie dokie. Now, isn't that wonderful to remember that you don't have to believe a freaking word of this to be healed by it, to be touched by it, to allow that beautiful, radiant joy to come through you to whoever you think of, whoever is around you, that affects all of your brothers and sisters all through the family of God. And guess what? Theirs is doing the same for you. Wow, that's different, eh? Jerry says, you look like you're a breath of fresh air tonight. Need this. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. And I did have a little help from the Facebook filters. Thank you. What a miracle. So it's not your screen is not fooling you. I didn't get plastic surgery. I actually used a Facebook filter. That's so amazing. I'm going to call it the facelift filter. That's what I'm going to call it. Okay. But it's perfect filter for tonight's section. So private message me to ask me what it is. Okay, so then it says this. It says something about healing. Okay, we'll talk about healing. Now, it says it is impossible for a child of God to love their neighbor except as themselves. Okay, so we've heard that phrase before. And that is why the healer's prayer is, let me know this brother or this sister as I know myself. Okay, so how is it that you love another? So to love another is to heal another. It's impossible for you to love another except as yourself. It's impossible for you to heal another, to love another, except as yourself. What does that mean? I would like to be a healer to others. I would like to truly love others, which according to this means to heal others. How do I do that? Well, it's impossible for you to love another or to heal another except as yourself. Okay, which means unless I can see them as myself or love them as myself, as if they were myself, then you can't heal them. Unless you see that this is yourself, and as you give to them, you give to yourself. As you love them, you love yourself. As you heal them, you heal yourself. Okay? That's what it means to heal. All right. So, do you want to love others? Do you want to heal others? The Course in Miracles says to try to heal others without loving them is nothing. You're not doing anything. That's just judgment in the form of healing or the form of love. To love another is to heal another. And to heal another, which means to love another, is to see them or to love them as yourself. Now, so how do you do that? Okay. Well, the way you do that is right here. The healer's prayer. I want to heal this person. I want to know how to truly love this person. And so I say this prayer, and that prayer is, let me know this person as I know myself. Let me see this person. Let me know them. Let me understand them as I understand myself. Let me know this person as I know myself. Chloe out. She's already been out. She doesn't need to go out. She's just being a pain. She don't need to go out. She's been out. Come on, Chloe. Settle down. Chloe. Awesome. So, and remember, you only know yourself. You only accept that healing for yourself as you offer it. You only accept that healing and love for yourself as you are willing to offer it. Here is the prayer. This is the healer's prayer. The healer's prayer is, let me know this brother or sister as I know myself. All right. So let's take a breath on that one. Okay. I know that there's a lot of healers in the house. Okay, you don't come to A Course in Miracles unless you have decided to accept your part in the healing plan of mankind, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be interested in A Course in Miracles. All right. Okay. So, Beautiful. Thank you, Jerry. Okay. All right, so healers in the house. The healer's prayer is, let me know this person as I know myself. Okay. Beautiful. Ashley says, I love you as I love myself. Let me know you as I know myself. Exactly. Now, so I love it how this is teaching us about the connection between healing and joy. Okay, so in the earlier paragraphs in the section that we did last week, it was said, if you try to offer healing but you're not wholly joyous yourself, then you are going to give rise to inconsistent responses. Okay, so according to this, healing is not like, okay, now I'm going to heal you. You've got this, I don't. I have this, but you don't. So I'm now going to do this for you, and I'm going to heal you. Of course, in Miracles is saying that healing is something that happens naturally as a natural expression of your joy. So when you are joyous, you are naturally inviting people to respond to you as one. When you're joyous, people can't help but want to be one with you. That's just what happens. That heals them because now they're responding wholeheartedly to joy, to your joy. And so the main thing here is not trying to figure out how to fix people and how to heal people. I gotta figure out how to heal them. I gotta figure out how to fix them. You know, I'm a therapist, or I'm a good friend, or I'm a good person, or whatever. I gotta figure out how to heal them. Of course, Miracle says you don't have to do that. It's not what you think you know that heals others. What heals others is when they experience the radiance of your joy that is coming from you who remember that you are an innocent, guiltless child of God, and that you remain exactly as God created you, no matter what you think or anybody thinks. And when you experience that natural, native joy that's built into you, you were created by joy. You were created by love, which is also joy, which is also peace. And when you experience that and accept that, when you experience the joy that is who you are, the joy that you were created as, in your guiltlessness, in your sinlessness that can never change, then that joy radiates. It radiates not only to the people whom you know and see and think of, but even those whom you have never met. And it heals them. And they are grateful to you even without knowing you. And you have been healed and blessed by their joy, even though you don't know them. And that's why we should want to bless everyone with our gratitude, no matter who they are. All right. And Demi says, no manipulation needed, just pure radiance. Exactly. The joy of being who you are. The joy of knowing who you are. Joy comes not from what you do, not from what you have, not from how people see you. Your joy, real joy, lasting joy, comes from knowing who you are. And when you know who you are, you can't experience anything but joy, because the truth about you is ecstatic. It is wholly and completely, ecstatically joyous forever. That's the truth, okay? So happiness and joy doesn't come from anything but knowing the truth about yourself. And that's why I love A Course in Miracles, because on every page, in every paragraph, all it's doing is saying, here's the truth about you, 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 here's the truth about you that you forgot. That's all A Course in Miracles is doing. And then as you listen to and accept the truth about yourself, it produces joy, real joy, a lasting joy, joy that is not dependent on anything in the world. And that joy is healing naturally to others, to all the world, without you doing anything. All right. So, beautiful. Hi, Sarka. Lovely to see you. Okay. So we just heard about what is the healer's prayer? How does healing happen? So healing is when you go, let me know this person as I know myself. Let me know this person as I know myself. Let me see this person as I see myself. Let me know them as I know myself. Okay? Healer's prayer. Then it goes on to talk more about the healer's prayer and why the healer's prayer works. Well, paragraph 5 says, healing is an act of thought. It's an act of thought. So healing is an act of thought by which two minds perceive their oneness and become glad. Wow, awesome. Okay, so how does healing happen? It's when two minds realize, oh, we're one. Oh, and I'm so glad about that. How wonderful. When two minds who thought they were separate perceive their oneness and they are glad about it. I'm so glad we're one. I'm so happy to be one. I'm so happy we're one. I'm so happy we're connected. So happy to be one with you. Oh my God, you're happy to be one with me. I'm happy to be one with you. I've always wanted to be one with you, with someone like you. And you've always wanted to be one with someone like me. We're so happy. Boom, healing. Okay, healing. Healing of pain, healing of sorrow, healing of grief, healing of lack, healing of disease, healing of all that shit that makes for sorrow and disease and pain. Healing is when two minds perceive their oneness and become glad. All right. So whatever area of life you need a healing in, that's where that you want to be saying, let me know this person as I know myself. And I just remembered we're oneness, we're one, and I'm so glad about it. Boom. That's when the healing occurs in that area of your life. All right. Yes, and our whole planet is in need of that, right? Okay. What does the Course say our one problem is? Separation, that we're separate. And what is the one answer to all of our problems? We're one, and we're one, and I'm so glad about it. All right. Now, it says this gladness that we experience when we realize, when we perceive our oneness and we're glad about it, this gladness goes, it says it calls. The gladness we feel when we realize we're one, this gladness calls. It calls. It calls. Woo-hoo, to every part of the family of God to rejoice with you. And it also lets God himself go out into you two and through you. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Yes, I love it. Ashley says, thank you for all your loving thoughts, mighty companions. I'm so happy we are one. Amen. Okay. So who is it that you need a healing with right now? Where is it that you need a healing in your life? Wherever it is that you need some healing with, that's somewhere where you have not been perceiving the people involved as one with you and been glad about it. That's the place where your need of healing is, where you have not been going, we're one and I'm so happy about that. Yeah, so there's some beings in my world that I have not been like, I'm so happy we're one. I'm so glad about that. Okay, that's where I am in need of healing. All right. So wherever is that need of healing in your life, that's where you want to say about the people in that situation or relationship, let me know this person as I know myself. Let me know this person as I know myself. Let me know this person as I know myself. I just perceived our oneness and I'm glad. That is the area of your life where you want to do that practice, because that is how healing occurs. That is when you do that, you are calling to every part of the family of God to rejoice, to be glad with you. And it even lets God go out through you both. Now God can go through you. We didn't have to know each other personally, but we said, let me know this person as I know myself. We recognize that we are one and we're glad about that. And then what happens? God himself comes through us both. God goes through us both and into the world. Wow. Well, I would imagine that would feel better than the grievance. I'm sure that would feel a lot better than you think the grievance feels. Okay? We harbor our grievance because we think it gives us something, gives us strength or power or something. We love our grievances because it gives us something. This is saying that when you say, let me know this person as I know myself, and you recognize your oneness with this person and you are glad, God comes through you both and out into the world, and that's the good stuff. That's what feels really good. That's a feeling that's a million gazillion times better than you think the grievance feels. Okay? The grievance just gives you a momentary adrenaline shot. Okay? But that's not real joy, and that's not real abundance, and that's not real pleasure. It's not true pleasure. All right. So, yep, the Course in Miracles just saying the same thing all over again, all on every single page. That separation, the belief that we're not one and the same, and rejoicing in the separation is the problem. And the one answer, the healing, the abundance, the joy, the heaven, comes from realizing, let me know this person as I know myself. I just recognized our oneness and I'm so glad about it. All right. Beautiful. Hi, Cindy. Lovely to see you. Yes. And Ashley says, yes, our one mind produces lasting joy. Yes. The joy that we experience when we realize we're really one. Okay. So, it's like this. Even with somebody that you have a grievance with. Okay, so how do I be glad I'm one with somebody I'm in agreements with? Right, so good question, Anna. It goes like this. Yeah, that person, we are the same. We're both equally mistaken and we're both equally innocent. We're both equally children of God, guiltless and created by God, and we're also both equally wrong, as evidenced by our suffering, our symptoms. And I'm glad about that. That is a way to apply this even to somebody that you have a grievance with. And somebody you have a grievance with is somebody you're like, I don't want to be one with them. I don't see myself with one with them. Okay. The person you have a grievance with, that's the person you're like, oh, their mistake is different from my mistake. We're making a different mistake. Okay. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I maybe I'm mistaken, but we're making different mistakes. Okay. Their mistakes are worse, obviously. Okay. That is the mistake we're making with someone that we're having a grievance with. Now, that perception of separateness of they're making a mistake that's different from my mistake, or there is a sin, but mine's just a mistake. That is a perception that does not produce joy at all. Not only does it not produce joy, but it produces disease. It produces lack. It produces suffering. It produces pain, and it produces death. Okay, so it's talking about, so the healing perception is when you recognize your oneness and you become glad. That is the healing perception. That is the perception that even if you don't believe it completely, produces real joy that goes out into the whole of the family of God and brings healing to them. All right. Beautiful. Now, how are we doing on time? Okay. All righty. And if you have any questions about how to apply this or what this means, feel free to type it in all caps, and that will catch my eye. And where we are at is chapter 5, section 1, being wholly joyous, and paragraph 6. That's where we're at in the Complete and Annotated Edition of A Course in Miracles. Okay. All right. I so appreciate y'all's feedback and your comments. Now, paragraph 6. Only the healed mind can experience revelation with lasting effect. Oh, so if you have a healed mind, you can experience revelation with a lasting effect? That sounds intriguing. You can have a revelation and actually have lasting effect from that revelation? Okay, yes, if you have a healed mind. And it says, because revelation is an experience of pure joy. Okay, so that's what real revelation is. Revelation is when you experience something that is pure joy. There's not a little bit of fear in it, not a little bit of guilt in it. For however long that revelation lasts, pure joy. Pure joy. Lovely to hear that is a possible experience, that's possible to experience. And also wonderful to hear what a true revelation is. Okay? It does say that earlier it says revelation is communication from God to you. Okay? That's what a revelation is. It's when you are receiving communication from your source. Okay? It's not you telling your source how awesome your source is. It's your source going, awesome. Now I would love to talk to you for a moment. Got some time? Got a second? I'd love to communicate with you, to you, about how I feel about you. Are you busy? Now, a revelation is communication from a God. It says a miracle is then your expression of that, your communication from yourself to others. That's a miracle. So revelation is communication directly from God, and the miracle is you extending those attitudes you got from the revelation, the joy, to others. Okay. Now, it is saying that only a healed mind, a mind that knows it's one and it's glad about it, can experience revelation with a lasting effect. Why? Because revelation is an experience of pure joy. Now, if you don't will to be wholly happy, then your mind cannot have the total happiness that it doesn't will to be. Okay, very interesting. And remember that the spirit knows no difference between being and having. Okay, so we all say, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. Or maybe we say that. You know, most of us don't say, what I want is to be happy. You know, most of us say, you know, what I want to do when I grow up is I want to do blah, 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 and I want to have a blah, 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 and I want to be a blah, blah, blah. Not many of us say, what I want is to be happy. Not many of us heard as children that our parents say, hey, what I want for you is for you to be happy. That's what I want for you. And so most of us didn't grow up even thinking that being happy was a goal, was a thing to ask for, okay? And so, but if you ask somebody, they'll be like, yeah, I want to be happy. Yeah, I want to be happy. So it's saying something very interesting about being happy, wholly joyous, where truly that is your experience, where you're not just happy on the weekends, or you're not just happy when your script goes your way, or you get what you want, somebody, acts out your script. That's not happiness. Happiness is something that is lasting. Happiness is something that is continuing and constant, no matter what happens in space or time, no matter whether you get your way or your script fulfilled or whatever. It says that your mind can only have the happiness that it chooses to be. What a radical concept. So are you telling me, Course in Miracles, that I don't have happiness because I'm not choosing to be happy? Wait a minute. No, that's not how happiness works, Course in Miracles. And then Miracle says, oh, so you know something about being happy, do you? Okay, great. So it's like this. The ultimate goal in life is to be happy. As a matter of fact, Course in Miracles says, God's plan for you is happiness, complete happiness. Complete happiness, which means happiness that doesn't come and go according to, whether it's the weekend or whether you got your way or whether your script got fulfilled. God's will for you, God's plan for you is a lasting joy, a lasting happiness that isn't dependent on what happens in time. Okay? God's plan for you is perfect happiness, complete happiness that's not subject to the ins and outs of time and space. Now, then it's saying this, the way to have happiness is to choose to be happy. It says your mind, it says if you don't want to be wholly joyous, your mind cannot have joy that is not choosing to be. So if you want to have joy, then it comes from a choice to be joyous. Isn't that different? Okay. Happiness comes from a choice to be happy? That's not what I learned. That's not what I believed. I believed that happiness came from, the things that you do and the things that you get and how people change for your scripts and all that. If they would change, I'd be happy. If this were different, I'd be happy. If I had some of this, I'd be happy. When I get some of that, I'll be happy. Oh, I lost some of this, so now I can't be happy. It says that's what we have come to understand about happiness, and that's why we don't experience lasting happiness. And so it's saying that you can't have the happiness that you don't choose to be. So according to this, the true lasting happiness in life comes first from the decision to be happy. I want to be happy. That's what I want to be when I grow up. That's what I want to do when I grow up. I want to be happy. Okay. So then once you make that decision that that's what you want to be, then you can have the happiness. But if you haven't decided that what you want to be is happy, then how are you going to have the happiness and the joy that you didn't want to be? All right. So what a wonderful clarification of a goal in life. So it's like this. I used to think that what I wanted to be was successful, or popular, or power, fame, money, physical pleasure. I wanted to have this, and I wanted to have that, and I wanted to be one of these, and I wanted to be one of that, and I wanted to have one of this, and I have one of that. You know, I wasn't saying, I want to be happy. I want to experience a joy within my own soul and my spirit for who and what I am and for what I am expressing. That's what I want. That was not the goals that I was setting for my life. And I certainly wasn't hearing about that kind of goal in my younger days. So of course, in Miracles is saying that whatever goal you have had in life, I want to have some of this, and I want to be one of those, I want to get some of that, I want to have some of this, I want to be that, I want to be successful this. It says that the only thing that will truly produce lasting joy and happiness in life is the desire and the will for happiness, for joy, for the joy that comes from your source, the joy that is life, that is natural, that is reality, that is your reality, your truth, and everyone's truth. That is the only real source of lasting happiness and joy in life, according to A Course in Miracles. Beautiful. And how much better of a plan that is, because my plans from my past, like I want to be one of these, and when I have one of these I'll be happy, when I get one of those I'll be happy, when I become that I'll be happy. Didn't work. Okay, that did not produce lasting joy. That produced pleasure that was temporary and was passing when things didn't go my way. Okay, which then produced a bunch of grievances. All right, so I love it. Ashley says, I treasure forgiveness and the willingness to return to our one healed mind. Yeah, me too. Okay, so let me ask you this. God's will for you is perfect happiness, which means complete happiness. Do you want that? Is there anything else that you would want more than that right now? Is there anything else that sounds like a better deal to you? So, and if not, then this is the moment to say, God's will for me is complete happiness, and that's what I want to. That's my will too. All right, what I want is the perfect happiness, the complete happiness, the lasting happiness, the soul joy that my Creator wants for me. And I'm willing to learn how to have that. All right, it says you cannot have what your mind doesn't choose to be. So let us decide we want to choose to be happy as our Creator created us to be, and as our Creator provided us and created us to be. All right. Okay, deep thoughts. All right. So I'm just going to finish this paragraph here, and then we're going to go to the integration meditation. All right. So it says, remember that the Spirit knows no difference between having and being. Ain't no difference between having and being, and that's what the Spirit knows. So whatever it is you want to have, that means that's what you got to be. Okay, and if you don't have it, it's because you ain't being it. Okay, and if you're not being it, then you're not going to have it. And that's the way the Spirit thinks. So next time you notice yourself feeling a lack of something, oh, I ain't got enough love, I ain't got enough time, I ain't got enough money, I ain't got enough friends, blah, 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 whatever it is, remember that having and being are one. So whatever it is you think you don't have enough of, ask yourself, have I been being that? Okay, no, obviously I haven't. So let me start being the love, the joy that I want to have. And then see what happens. Now, then it says this. It says the higher mind thinks according to the laws which the Spirit obeys, and therefore The higher mind honors only the laws of God. Okay, great. What are the laws of God? So your higher mind only honors the laws of God. What are the laws of God? Well, to God, getting is meaningless and giving is all. Oh, right. That's how the higher mind thinks. That's how the laws of God go. To God, getting is meaningless. God is not about getting. I need to get some of this and I need to get some of this. God is not needing to get some obedience. God is not needing to get some obedient followers. God is not needing to get your devotion. God is not needing to get your praise. God is not needing to get your firstborn. God is not needing to get your tithing. God is not needing to get anything. Boy, is that different from what I learned about God. God was he was a getting God. The God I learned about was a getting God. He needed some of this. He needed me to act like this.
And your tithes.
He needed me to be my tithes. He needed me to dress like this, act like this, don't do this, don't do that. There was a lot of don't do this and a lot of don't do that. That's for sure. You know, there was not that much what I learned about God where God was like, do this, do only that. It was all don't do this, don't do that, give me some of that, give me your firstborn, give me your tithes, give me a portion of your fields, give me your whatever, give me, get. Okay, anybody else hear about a getting God when they were first learning about God? We're saying the laws of God come from God, and God has no need to get anything. He's not about getting. He's not like hurting for money. He's not hurting for feeling worthy and special. God is not hurting for specialness. God doesn't need you to tell him how awesome he is. He says, to God, getting is meaningless and giving is all. That's all that the laws of God reflect, is that all God is about is giving. That's it. Wow. So, good to know about God and also real love. All right. Now, it says, so having everything, the Spirit holds everything by giving everything, thus creating as the Father created. Right, okay. So that is what it wants us to know right now about, because it said, the higher mind thinks according to the laws which the Spirit obeys. Okay, so what are the laws that Spirit obeys? The laws that Spirit obeys, which is the way that the higher mind thinks, is with the way it thinks. So the laws which Spirit obeys is the laws of giving. Okay, the laws of giving to have. The laws that Spirit obeys is this: to have, give. To have, give. To have all, give all to all. That is the laws which the Spirit obeys. This is how the higher mind thinks. The higher mind thinks, if I want something, the best way to have it is to give it. That's the way the higher mind thinks. That is the laws which the Spirit obeys. And so if you want to experience the abundance of Spirit, the unending, everlasting abundance of Spirit, then you would think along the lines that your higher mind thinks, and you would think according to the laws which the Spirit obeys. All right. So, great. So this is a very important concept relative to love, joy, and abundance, okay? So it's saying, remember, to spirit, having and being are one. So what does that mean in a practical sense? It means this: whatever you think you don't have is whatever you're not being, and it's also whenever you're not giving. And so if you're going to think in accordance with the laws the spirit obeys and the higher mind thinks, then you're going to think like this: I think I don't have enough love. Okay, great. Though I think I don't have enough love, not because they're not giving it to me, right? And now I got to go get it from them. But I think I don't have enough love because, I must not be being love. I must not be giving that love. Oh, all right. So if I'm going to think along with the higher mind and the laws of spirit obeys, instead of trying to get that love and guilt trip people and change them to get that love for myself, I'm going to say, okay, what does it mean to be the love I want to receive? What does it mean to give that love I want to receive? And then you will experience the laws that spirit obeys. Okay, so we're talking about real, true abundance, real, lasting joy, and real and lasting love, and how to experience it. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now we're going to stop here for this session, and we're going to do announcements, and then we're going to do the integration meditation. So everybody take a breath. Okay. So announcements are this. I do 2 live streaming sessions a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And that is, on Mondays, it's Miracle Roulette, where we ask Spirit what Spirit would have us all hear from A Course in Miracles. And then we do the random number generator to see which part of the book and which section of the book that we do. So that's what we do on Mondays. And then on Wednesdays, like this session, we're doing the Complete and Annotated Edition of A Course in Miracles, which is the big purple covered book, which is the book that has all that beautiful stuff that was left out of the first 2 editions of A Course in Miracles that came through Helen Schuckman. So that's 2 live streams I do a week. All of my classes now I've been transferring over to YouTube, to my YouTube channel. So if you would like to access my classes, readings, meditations, all that, then go to my YouTube channel and you can just access it all very easily. And if you go to my Facebook page, you're going to have to look through all the other stuff that's posted on my feed to find my sections. But on YouTube, you can find them easily and watch them easily. So go to my YouTube channel, and when you get there, hit like and subscribe. And that signals to YouTube that this content is valuable, and that enables me to go all the sooner to YouTube Live from my phone. So, awesome. Also, I am a holistic psychotherapist, and I have a psychotherapeutic niche called Miracle Psychotherapeutics, where I offer one-on-one miracle psychotherapeutic sessions to folks like you who might be going through some kind of challenge or transition, who wants to hear what A Course in Miracles would have to say about it, and they would like the support from A Course in Miracles. And so they would like some psychotherapeutic support, but from A Course in Miracles perspective, like me. That's what I would want. And so I offer that one-on-one, live and in person when all the quarantine thing is over. So Skype, Zoom, or phone, or whatever else you got there. So thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate that. Beautiful. Wonderful. And then Greg, my beloved, does a fantastic session on Tuesdays where he does a synthesis between A Course in Miracles and the Bible, and it's beautiful and powerful, and I highly recommend it if you have a background in the Bible or you'd like to understand that from a different perspective. That's Tuesdays, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time as well on Facebook. Awesome, and I'll see you there. Beautiful. Now, any other questions or comments before we go on to our integration meditation? Beautiful. All right. I do want to say thank you for giving your precious time to this healing circle that we have co-created, that has enabled the truth to come through us and then move out into the world that so desperately needs our joy and our light at this time. So I thank you for joining this healing circle, and I also thank you on behalf of the whole world that needs this through us. So thank you. I appreciate you more than I can say. And if you would like to share this with the world, go ahead and share it also on your Facebook feed as well. So I appreciate you so much. So much. Beautiful. Bridget says, what is Greg's last name? It's Quinn. Quinn. All right. Thank you, Bridget. Okay, guys, so now we're going to do the integration meditation where we use the ideas and then we will go on back to the lab. All right. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and take a breath. And breathe. And breathe and feel. Breathe and feel. Beautiful. All right. So I want you to bring to your awareness a situation or a relationship in your life right now where you haven't been experiencing yourself being wholly joyous. You've been experiencing something else besides completely happy. I want you to bring that experience or that relationship to your awareness. And I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I think that I'm not having enough of here and upset about? What is it I feel like I've been deprived of in this situation or relationship? What is it you feel you do not have enough of or you have been deprived of? Is it love? Is it time? Is it money? Is it peace? Is it health? What is it? Is it recognition? Is it support? What is it you feel like you don't have enough of? What is it you perceive has been taken from you? And take a breath. Beautiful. All right. And now let's remember that spirit does not know the difference between having and being. And so now I want you to ask yourself, in what way have I not been being that? In what way have I not been giving that which I wanted but didn't think I had? In what way have I not been being that or giving that to others? Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and decide to be that and to give that. So if you were going to be that in this situation or relationship, or you're going to give it, what might that look like? How might you do that? Now imagine that. Imagine yourself giving that which you wanted to have. Imagine yourself being that which you wanted to receive. And then maybe say to yourself, God's plan for me, God's will for me is perfect happiness. And that is also my will for myself. God's will for me is perfect happiness. And this is also what I want for me. I share God's will for perfect happiness for me. God wants me to be happy, and I want me to be happy too. And breathe. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then tell yourself, I am worthy to be God's channel of God's beautiful joy. I am beautiful enough to hold God's beautiful joy by sharing it. Beautiful. Now I want you to bring to your awareness someone whom you have had a lack of joy and a lack of peace with. And I want you to see that person in your mind's eye. And I want you to say to that person, let me know this person as I know myself. Let me know this brother. Let me know this sister as I know myself. Healing is an act of thought by which two minds perceive their oneness and become glad. I just remembered I'm one with this person and I'm glad about it. Now let the healing flow. Beautiful. Good job, mighty companions. Good job using your precious time to heal your mind and to heal the world along with you. I appreciate you. The world appreciates you and needs you. And I will see you next time.